Accessories. For the Transformer that can't accessorize, it's the fighting pits of Monarchus until they accept the practical benefit of a stylish robot bag. Hello internet friends, my name's Napyet, and in this video we're going to look at the Transformers in my collection that came with the best accessories. Number 10, Grapple and Inferno. I've grouped these mold mates together because they're essentially the same figure, but their accessories really make them stand out. Fold back their hands and they can attach those all-important features for each of the characters. For Grapple, it's his grapple, obviously, and for Inferno, his fire hose. There's lots of little additional greeblies that have places to attach in both robot and vehicle mode, much appreciated. In particular, I like these fire hoses that peg to Inferno's shoulders. It's little details like these that really make a figure feel special for me. Number 9, Cup. Accessories don't need to be complex or numerous, in my opinion. Something that references a famous moment from the cartoon or movie, they can work equally well. That's why I've singled Cup out here with his Enon Dispenser. With this, you're able to pacify any primitive aliens in your collection. It's only a shame that the actual Energon chip itself isn't coloured bright purple. Time to crack open the Citadel paints, perhaps. Number 8, Beach Coma. I know it's just a tiny piece of rubbery plastic, but I love the Paradise parakeet that came with this Legacy Beach Coma. It's so unnecessary, but a really deep cut that references a classic episode of the cartoon and speaks to Beachcomber's peace-loving nature. The fact that someone at Hasbro is looking for opportunities for to do stuff like this, it really makes me appreciate it. But number 7, 86 Grimlock and Slug, these just make me angry. The Daniel and Wheelie packed in with these guys could have been so much better. Expecting them to transform might be a bit much, but the addition of articulated legs and a face for Daniel would have added so much value. As it is, they're okay, they're nice to have, they work riding the dino forms, but still, I don't have a decent Daniel for the 86 collection, and now that the core class is being discontinued, packings like these might be the only way we ever get one. The next release, Sludge, just felt shunned and alone to me, but I still like the idea, and I want to send a signal to Hasbro. Do this again, but better. Number 6, Galvatron. Okay, another very basic one, but it would have been really easy to neglect the matrix on its chain for Galvatron, but it's the MacGuffin of the movie, the thing everyone is after, and the thing that motivates Galvatron's actions throughout. Therefore, a very important accessory for him to have. Again, however, the Matrix is too small. How expensive is it to make a properly scaled Matrix, for goodness sake? Doubly ironic here since the chain itself is meaty, it just makes it look even more dinky. Come on, we've got to have different size Matrix for different size figures, clearly. Number 5, Rumble and Frenzy. Are these accessories or the parts of part formers? I'm not sure, but I'm willing to bet that if they tried to make their arms transform into pile drivers, we wouldn't have got anything that looked quite this accurate. Really important that Rumble and Frenzy, whatever colour they are, have these oversized metal appendages. As we all know, the best way to tackle a combat situation is to pound the ground and create a slow-moving and easily dodged fissure through the earth. Number 4, Hound. Not enough of the Autobot cars have come with their shoulder rockets, so I was pleasantly surprised when Hound got his. Also, the really unique gun he used in the cartoon. I've not mentioned the guns so much as accessories because they're kind of default, kind of expected and largely accurate, some exceptions. But here I feel like Hound's gun is one that stands out and I'm glad he's got it. Perhaps not as iconic as Cliffjumper's bazooka. Speaking of which, number 3, Cliffjumper. I'm not sure what was going on with the designers when this guy was in development, but it seems to me someone decided they were going to squeeze as much value out of the concept of Cliffjumper and his bazooka as possible. You can break it down into 2 hand cannons or a rifle. You can also slot that carbine onto his shoulder, not very securely, but it can be done. Then in car mode, parts of the stripped down weapon become his boosters and water skis. The number of times the Autobots end up water skiing in the G1 cartoon is weird. The car boot is a shield, but I'd class that as being a part of the parts forming, trying to get that to work. But the bazooka, in all its many forms, is a standout accessory for this relatively small, low-key deluxe release. Number 2, Coronation Scream. I'm as surprised as you guys. I honestly didn't think this guy would make it into many of my top 10 lists, but then you can get into the weeds with the various features of these figures and you find there are things you hadn't realized that are standout. And you got to say the accessories and the thing that bumped up the price for Coronation Scream, taken in isolation, It's nice to have all these. They're very well detailed. Real effort has been made into the shoulder pads and replacement guns so he can pull off some of those iconic poses from the movie. The cape looks really good, capturing the over-the-top flamboyant style that was Starscream's choice for his brief reign. The crown, of course, is the standout accessory and really nicely detailed. Fits very securely on his head. Silly little thing to mention, but, you know, it's not always the case. And the throne, whilst lacking in detail, it borders on a diorama piece in scale. I still wish they'd done more to update the War for Cybertron mould of Starscream for this release, but in terms of accessories, he comes with the most of any figure I own, and it can't be argued that they do truly change the way this guy looks when he's fully decked out with them. But for me, the number one has to be 86 Hot Rod. He doesn't come with as much stuff as Starscream, but what he does have ties into the movie and also his original toy release nicely. First, he has those two blasters, a feature of the toy rather than the movie. I don't think he has them at all in the movie. And although I'm not a huge fan of blast effects, I think these look particularly good. They also peg into the pipes on his arms, providing an exhaust in car mode. But it's stuff like this cutting disc that really pushes this into first place for me, in tandem with his welding hand. Not an accessory, but still completes the look. Not only that, but the accursed undersized matrix actually looks relatively in proportion here, with additional transparent plastic in order to recreate that dazzling moment when the boy becomes the man, albeit a man with severe self-confidence issues. Yeah, Hot Rod just pips Coronation Starscream to the post for me in terms of accessories, but it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Doing these videos, it always throws up pleasant surprises like this. But what do you think? What Transformers in your collection came with the best accessories? And let's go crazy. What stuff would you like to see packed in the future? Weirdly, I think I'd like to see more scenery or diorama style pieces like Coronation Starscream, just as long as it doesn't push up the price astronomically. We've got our eye on you, Hasbro. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been Nebyet, and I'll see you next time.